So what is data hiding? You can able to hide the unwanted things. Two objects want to communicate each other, then how they are going to communicate? There is nothing but with the help of message passing. So what is HTML? Here HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language. Hello to all, a warm welcome to yet another session on object-oriented programming language. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what we learned in my previous session. In my previous session, we started with the characteristics of OOPS. So what is characteristics? That is nothing but the features, and because of these features, the object-oriented programming language become more famous and more frequently used programming language. And what are the features here? That is modularity. That means here problems are divided into smaller sub-modules. That means complex problems are divided into smaller problems. Then what is abstraction? Here abstraction is the process of hiding the data or information. That is called data abstraction. Then what is data encapsulation? Wrapping up of functions as well as data together called data encapsulation. Then what is inheritance? So here inheritance is nothing but the usability. That means use some of the properties of existing class in the new class. That is nothing but the derived class. Then polymorphism. So what is poly? That is many form. That means one person or one function can able to perform different kinds of task. Then dynamic binding. So what is dynamic binding? That is nothing but the runtime linking. That means it's mainly used to link the functions and function call together during the execution. And what is message passing? So here message passing is nothing but the give the instruction to perform the task. That means pass the message in order to perform some specific task. So these are the 7 very important characteristics of object-oriented programming language. And from the examination point of view, this is also a very important question. Moving further, in my today's session, I'll be dealing with OOPS benefits. That is nothing but the object-oriented programming benefits. Then I'm going to deal with OOPS disadvantage. Along with that, I'm going to deal with OOPS advantages. That means at the beginning, I'm going to deal with the benefits of using object-oriented programming language. Then I'm going to deal with the advantages and disadvantages of object-oriented programming language. Dear student, instead of wasting much of time, let's directly moving on to the benefits of OOPS. What are the benefits of object-oriented programming here? That is, OOPS model the real world entity very well. If I consider structured programming language, what is the disadvantage? There I'm going to find that is, there we cannot able to find the solution for real world problems. But if I use object-oriented programming language, then the real world problems are solved very effectively and very easily. So the object-oriented program, all the things are considered as classes as well as objects. So what is object? That is nothing but the real world entity. Then example for real world entity is, you can consider the car. So if car is my class, then what are the properties of car I'm going to have? That is car color, then car model, then car age, then number of seats, that is seating capacity, chassis, engine. So these are the properties of class, and these kind of problems are very easily represented with the help of object-oriented programming language. The another very important benefit of object-oriented programming is nothing but the inheritance. So what is inheritance? That is nothing but reusability. That means if I want to use same code again and again, instead of writing same code again and again, what I will do? I'm going to club those features in my program so that I can able to reuse the property. So here inheritance eliminates the redundancy. That means with the help of inheritance, we can able to reduce the replication or repetition of the code, hence it supports reusability. That means it's mainly used to avoid the repetition or replication of code. So what I required here? I required reusability, but I don't want to repeat same code. In that situation, I'm going to use inheritance. Then data hiding helps to build secured program. So what is data hiding? You can able to hide the unwanted things. That means you can able to hide unwanted code from the user so that you can able to provide the security for your program. That means allow only the user to operate and use the code and hide unwanted data from the user. So what is data hiding? Here nothing but the hiding unwanted information. Then I'm going to have another benefit, that is multiple instance can be created. That means by using object-oriented programming concept, you can able to create multiple instance. So what is multiple instance? Here multiple instance is nothing but the object. That means you can able to create more than one object for the particular class. Then I'm going to have another benefit, work can be divided easily. That means the works are shared or works are divided. That means you have complex problem, and instead of finding solution for that complex problem, what we can able to do? We can able to divide that complex problem into smaller problem or smaller job. So this is the way you can able to divide the work very easily. Then OOPS can be easily upgraded from small to large system. That means here OOPS can be upgraded from one system to another. That means it is very easy to carry or move from one system. So what is one system? That is small system to large system. Then the complexity can be easily managed. That means the complex problems are divided into smaller tasks and find the solution for that individual smaller task, so that the complexity of the problem can be very easily and well managed. Then message passing concept helps the object to communicate and share the data. That means if I want to pass the information, then how can I pass? That is with the help of message passing. With the help of message passing, object can be, that means if two objects want to communicate each other, then how they are going to communicate? That is nothing but with the help of message passing, and they can able to share the data. So these are the benefits of object oriented programming. Then I'm going to have the advantages of object oriented programming. So what is the first advantage? I'm going to have the object oriented database. Before that, let me to explain what is data and what is database. What is data? We know that data is nothing but the raw fact or unprocessed data. Suppose if I have collection of related data, then it is called database. So what is data? Here data is nothing but the raw fact or unprocessed data. Example, name, age, sex, etc. So these are the example for data. Then what is database? If I have collection of data, if I have only one data, okay, it is data. If I have collection of data, for example, if I have more than 10 or 15 name, age and sex, then it is called database. That is nothing but the collection of data. Here we can able to use database in the object oriented programming language. That means we can able to create the database, we can able to establish the database connection by using object oriented programming language. Then what's the best example I can able to consider? That is MongoDB. I can able to consider MongoDB. So what is object oriented database? That is nothing but we can able to establish the database connection in my program. So what kind of program I'm using? That is object oriented programming. Here I can able to add or include the functionalities of database management system in my object oriented programming. So it is called object oriented database management system. Then what is the another advantage I'm going to have? That is hypermedia expert text and hypertext. So what is hypermedia? What is hypertext? Anyway, I hope student you all are familiar with the HTML. So what is HTML? Here HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language. And why I required this language? In order to create and maintain the website. So by using object-oriented concept, we can able to create hypermedia. Along with that, we can also able to add hypertext. That means I can able to embed the link in the page. For example, consider that I'm going to use Amazon. There I'm going to select certain product, and when I click that product, that is redirected to another page. So here the links are always embedded with the image. This kind of linking is called hypermedia. That means by using object-oriented programming concept, we can able to add hypermedia as well as hypertext. Then I'm going to have artificial intelligence and expert system. That means nowadays what is the trend? That is nothing but the robotics. When I'm going to tell robotics, it is nothing but the artificial intelligence and expert system. In the field of artificial intelligence, the object-oriented programming language plays very important role. That means while designing artificial intelligence concept or system, we are going to use object-oriented programming language. Then I'm going to have decision support system and office automation system. That means suppose if I want to design and develop any decision support system as well as office automation system, once again I'm going to use object-oriented programming language. And for parallel programming and nuclear network, once again I'm going to use object-oriented programming language. And to design CAD system or CAM system or CIM system, we are going to use object-oriented programming. So what is object-oriented programming and what is the example for object-oriented programming? That is C#, C++, then Java, etc. Example for object-oriented programming. Then for the simulation and modeling, once again we are going to use object-oriented programming language. So this is the advantage of object-oriented programming language, that is object-oriented programs. Then at the end, I'm going to have OOPS disadvantage. That means till now we were talking about the benefits of object-oriented programming and advantages of object-oriented programming. Then what is the disadvantage of object-oriented programming? That is, it is little bit tricky method. That means whatever the complex problem we are going to have, and to divide that problem, to find the solution for that problem and combining the solution. So these are some of the tricky methods. So here OOPS uses tricky method to do the programming. That means to do any kind of programming in OOPS, it's going to use tricky methods. Then what is the another disadvantage I'm going to have? It must require some special skills like thinking in terms of design skill. As we discussed, I want to design simple calculator and dividing the task, finding the solution, writing the code, then clubbing the solution. So for this, I required thinking in terms of design skills, in terms of programming skills, and objects is required for the programmer. That means that programmer must have good knowledge about the object-oriented program. That means how to define the object, when to create the object, how to link, when to use, where to use, everything. The programmer must have complete idea and knowledge about the object-oriented programming. And it must require proper planning and design is required. That means before start writing the program or implementing, the programmer must have the proper plan about the complex problem and how they are going to find the solution, what kind of solution, after finding how they are going to club and where they are going to execute, what kind of input they are providing. So they must have proper idea, proper plan, as well as proper knowledge about the complex problem. So these are some of the disadvantages of object-oriented programming. Dear student, from the examination point of view, this is also the very important topic. And in this chapter, we started with what is programming. Then we discussed the different types of programming, that is structured programming, procedural programming, then object-oriented programming. Along with that, we had discussion regarding the characteristics of features. So, how many characteristics I'm going to have? That is total 7. And from the examination point of view, the characteristics of OOPS is very important. Then we had discussion regarding the benefits of object-oriented programming. Along with that, we had discussion regarding the advantages of object-oriented programming language. Then the disadvantages of object-oriented programming. This is all about today's session, and this is the end of Chapter 6. Dear student, let's meet in the next session with the new chapter. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.